Good morning.
Good morning, Coach.
So you guys started off the season slow, but now all of a sudden you've won 7 of your last 9 games.
7-1-1 last night.
Playing really good hockey. How are you feeling?
We've gotten some results. It's been good of late. Energy helps when you're winning games, so that's been positive, and continue to build.
So Charlie Lindgren with just a masterpiece, 35 save shutout. Your quotes last night, I liked what you said right off the bat. He was the win. Just fantastic all night. Go down the list of the breakaways, all the different saves in tight, some screening tips, rebound stuff. He had it all. This is where maybe hockey jargon where you lose me a little bit. Pass outs off their forecheck. I understand that. They go right to F3. What does that mean exactly?
Yeah, great question. So they're number one in the NHL at creating. So when they dump a puck in, they put it into our zone. They create a turnover and they pass it immediately to the slot, the dangerous area, and that's their F3, their high forward, their third forward, who's just sitting there, and so they get more chances than anybody in the National Hockey League. What they call forecheck passes to F3, the slot. So they hit us on that probably 4 or 5 times. We didn't do a good enough job of defending that. But Chucky was there to bail us out multiple times. And the reason why you want to prevent those is because those are extremely dangerous scoring chances, because it's off a pass from below the goal line. So it's hard for the goalies. They're looking below the goal line. All of a sudden the puck's coming right to the slot, so they're looking behind the net, and now they got to come out, and the guy's one-timing it right at him. So that's what those refer to.
Well, Coach, thank you for explaining that to me, a hockey dummy. I do appreciate that.
Hey, you used to have Bauer skates as a kid.
Okay, I still have them. I'm a hoarder. So, Coach, it goes back to you saying a few days ago that Lindy had earned more minutes and starts, and he delivered his first shutout as a Cap and the third of his career. I just felt so good for him after that win.
Oh, I agree, and you could see his reaction. He's such a cool, calm. You know, when you're around him and when you talk to him, he just never gets to. But you could see the emotion after that game in the locker room, and I was really, really happy, proud of him, because that's. I mean, when you look at the team we're up against and the personnel that they have, it's defending Stanley Cup champions, and there's a reason why they won it. Like that's a really good team, so they create a lot of dangerous looks. They've got the likes of Jack Eichel, Marchessault, a ton of William Karlsson, and those guys all had their opportunities. A couple breakaways for each of them, some odd man rushes, and he answered every single one. It was impressive to watch.
And Coach, I did love Lindgren's speech in the locker room postgame. You just touched on it there. It wasn't radio friendly, so we can't play it, but it was short and sweet, and his teammates and you clearly loved it.
Oh, yeah, and you could tell the emotion, right? Like that was a game where he was just under fire for large portions of it, so he was fired up, and I loved it.
All right, so let's get to one negative. I was watching the game, and I'm not that. You know, you guys had a 5-minute power play. All right, first of all, tell us if Kuzi's okay. He took a shoulder, I think, to the chin, took the face, whatever. He went down for a while. The referees went to the replay. They determined it was a 5-minute penalty. So you don't typically get 5-minute power plays. And I don't know that you had more than a shot on the power play. I mean, it seemed like it was just difficult to get it in the zone and keep it in the zone. It's something that you guys have been struggling with. What did you see in that particular 5-minute power play?
I saw you're completely accurate with your assessment, so that's number one. The best look was McMichael, who's not a power play guy, hasn't played power play, walked through their defenders, goes in all alone. Logan Thompson makes a good save. But our power play is a huge work in progress right now. We're rebuilding the entire thing. It's just gotten stale over the years, and now it needs to really go back to basics, and we just have to rebuild the foundation. So it's going to take some time. We got to get Ovi in some different situations. He's isolated over there. The puck touches aren't good. The puck recoveries, the entries, it just all has to be essentially rebuilt. And that's you're seeing a product of that over the last 8 games. That wasn't just last night. That's been a very common occurrence if you're watching all of our power plays over the last, essentially the whole year. There's been some good bright spots through certain games, but essentially the whole year.
Now, Coach, on the other side, you have to love what you're seeing from your penalty kill, 2 for 2 last night. Caps have now killed off 20 straight over your last 9 games. Look at that. Kill 20 straight man-ups, and you go 7-1-1. It's probably not a coincidence when that happens.
You're spot on, and that has bailed us out. And even their coach, Butch, talked about it last night. When your power play's struggling, the penalty kill, usually it puts so much pressure on the penalty kill that it puts them in a really difficult spot. But and they are in a difficult spot, but our penalty kill has responded for us multiple times. Like we get the 5-minute plus 2 other power plays last night. So 3 total power plays, 9 minutes of power plays. We don't score, and then they get 2, and you're waiting for their, okay, here comes Vegas's push. Here comes Eichel, Carlson, these guys. And our penalty kill stepped up and did a phenomenal job and has done over the last, whatever it's been, games. It's just been a really, really strong area of our game.
We're joined by Washington Capitals head coach Spencer Carbery, presented by the Centers for Advanced Orthopedics. More locations, more advanced care centered around one thing. You visit CFAortho.com. I'll be honest, I did not know a lot about Dylan Mcllrath before last night's game, but I learned that he's one tough hombre last night. He gets in a scrap with Kolasar. By the way, nice legal open ice hit from Mcllrath on Ronberg.
Agree.
Kolasar, I guess, took exception to it, and they squared off. They dropped the gloves, and he chopped down a pretty tough dude in Kolasar pretty easily. The call-up from Hershey there is making a statement last night.
Yeah, that great moment for us, and I felt like it put a charge of energy into our bench, into our group. Mac coming across, good, clean, hard check. And then answering right away with Kolasar. And you know what's funny, and I don't know this, I haven't asked Mac personally this yet, but someone said on the bench that they skate together in the summer, so they train together. And so it just goes to show you, like, two buddies or guys that hang out and train together in the summer, and then once the puck drops, it's game on.
Yeah, it was funny, too, because after he went to the penalty box, the broadcast showed Kolasar, and I guess Ovi skated close to him, and Kolasar just kind of like raised his eyebrows and gave a shrug, like, you know what? The better guy won.
Strong
like,
dude. You could read his lips. He goes, he's a strong dude.
Yeah, and then he was talking. It showed that they knew each other because they were talking to each other after they were both sitting. So, yeah, there's like that code of honor where one guy just gives it up if he loses in a fight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're exactly right.
Coach Carbery, a couple weeks ago we talked to you about Hunter Shepard, and you called him up again. Then you have to send the guy down after he stops 36 out of 37 shots and helps you get a win. How tough is it? Because the guy is, he's playing good hockey for you when he gets called up to play goalie. But you guys have Kemper, and you have Lindgren, who pitches the shutout last night. How tough is that as a coach? He's 2-0.
Yeah, you know what? It's easier than you would think because of this. Because Shep, I look at it and I feel like he feels like this a little bit as well. As disappointed as you are to go back down to the minors, the positive part of it is he just put another great start under his belt, under his career, that no one can take that away from him in the National Hockey League. So it was just another, and this is what I said to him yesterday, it was just another notch for you to say, hey, I am capable of playing and being very effective at this level. And so he should be proud of that. Yeah, we have, Kemps and Chucky, and he's sort of that third guy in the mix. But each opportunity that he gets to perform in the NHL and show that is just a positive for him, because it's going to work out whether it's next game or whenever it is. he's just proving to people in the hockey world that he can play in the National Hockey League and be a high-level goalie.
Coach, we've given Lindgren flowers for his performance last night. He, of course, deserves them. But also, we should give props to the defenseman that stepped in last night, filling in because you're waiting on TVR and Edmondson to return. You got Farivari on the IR. I know that TVR and Edmondson skated at MedStar. Neither one had the non-contact jersey on yesterday. I guess that bodes well for them to return to the lineup soon.
Yeah, and that's I think it's a really good point of the young guys that have sort of been thrust into probably more prominent roles, more minutes than we'd like to early in the year, and they've responded and done a good job, a formidable job with Lucas Johansson, Alexander Alexiev, McIlrath last night, Hamanok Tell, because of the injuries like you touched on. So them being able to step into an NHL lineup and play well and help us and the team win a bunch of games, which you've seen. So that it's been a solid area of these guys stepping into more significant roles and doing a real good job. And hopefully we can get healthy. And now there's some healthy competition to stay in the lineup and to get in.
Coach Carbs, one last question. Last week we asked you about OV, and you said you weren't worried, and he scored a couple goals. Mm-hmm. What's going on with TJ Oshie? I'm looking at him. Doesn't have a goal this season. He's got one assist. What are you seeing from Oshie so far this year?
Just snake bitten a bit. I've liked his game. I know you probably, if you just look at stat lines and you looked at the box scores, you'd be like, what are you talking about? But if you watch his shifts and if you break the film down, he's doing a lot of good things in a lot of different areas. Chances maybe not quite as many as you would like to see over the last few games, but over the full season sample size, he's had a bunch of good looks. And he's doing a lot of good things for us. So I just believe if you continue to do that, we're winning games. He's a big product of that or a big part of that product. Good things will happen for him individually eventually once he breaks through.
Capitals 8-4-2, second in the Metro Division, have won 7 of their last 9. Thanks, Coach.
Okay, you guys have a great day. Thank you.
Yeah.